There's Something Strange Going On at Work by BladeofNurgle. Let's just say that the past few days have been interesting to say the least, and I need to write things down just to properly process some of the things I've seen. But I can explain things further. There are a few things you should know about my job and the place where I currently work. The most I'll say is that I'm the IT guy here. I won't name the place I work because I think I'll get fired if I'm too specific, so the most I'll say is that it's an office in the northwestern United States. Despite me being the IT guy, the truth of the matter is that I barely do anything here. Most of the problems here can be fixed with a Google search, and even then, nobody ever really needs my help. Not that I'm complaining, considering that I get paid well and usually spend that time goofing off on my laptop, like browsing on Reddit. The office I'm in is in some small room off in a corner on one of the highest floors. It's bland, but it's my space. What really makes this job is the people I work with. I don't really know most of the people in the office, but I've made friends with two of my coworkers, Nick and Josh. Not their real names, obviously. Nick's a nice guy, but shares these weird conspiracy theories that go from things like reptilians caused 9/11 to beware of mind control chemicals in the water. He's weird, but we share similar interests in things like video games and Reddit. So we get along great, and we hung out a couple times. Josh, on the other hand, was a lot more normal, but had a bit of a habit of always scratching his head when talking to people. Apart from that, he's a cool dude. However, the worst part of the job, by far, is Ron, the supervisor. The dude seems to constantly find any excuse to hate on us. He constantly belittles everyone for even the tiniest mistakes, throws food at everyone, and sometimes doesn't even bother to show up for work. However, Ron's douchiness was nothing compared to what I just went through the past couple days. This whole business started on a day like any other. I was simply sitting in my desk browsing the internet when I decided to look out the window and saw something interesting. Exiting from a black limo were a group of 7 people wearing black masks and thick jackets. From what I could tell, these guys were carrying some heavy things in their jackets, seeing as how they slightly swayed and bulged. I watched them continue walking near where the storage garage was and a nearby manhole. This had me scared as I wondered if these were a gang of robbers hiding out, so I naturally called security and police, trying to warn them of exactly what happened. The police and security investigated the area, but strangely found nothing. No people, no car, no tools, or even any sign that they were there. In fact, there were absolutely no paths to get out in that manhole. It was just an empty room. Needless to say, Ron was less than pleased. Ron was always kind of an asshole, but having the police at the office made him furious beyond belief. After calling me a few rather choice words, he threatened to fire me if I ever made a false alarm like that again. I reluctantly accepted this and went about my day. The following day, Nick and Josh came up to me and asked just exactly what happened that caused the police investigation. I told him, and Josh wondered what was up. Nick went on a rant about how it was something like ISIS or something like that. I laughed it off and went back to my room just to do my job. On my desk, I saw this piece of paper with the following words written on it. "Be wary of just what you say. We are watching." At first I thought it was a joke, but now I'm not so sure. Back then, I just thought it was a joke someone was playing on me, so I threw it in the trash. I continued to do my job until once again I saw the same car with the same people leaving it. I continued watching, wondering what was going on. The people continued to enter the manhole until only one was left. I wondered what was going on when I noticed that said person was just looking directly at my direction and just waving. He kept on waving in my direction for, I think, a minute or so until he stopped, pointing in my direction and entered the manhole. I thought about calling the cops again since these people were back and clearly knew about me, but I feared losing my job, so I decided against it. The following day I get yet another letter in my office. We are watching and waiting. It shouldn't be a surprise that yet again these guys were at the door, and that waving guy was doing the same thing yet again. This went on for longer, with the people just going in the manhole and being creepy. I told Nick and Josh what was going on, and they said they'd investigate, though Nick was a bit more colorful about it. Now you know the basics of what just happened. These guys are creeping the crap out of me, and I'm hoping my friends know what's going on.